First of all, you'll need a length of about 30 metres on the field, so that you can set up cones every 6 metres. Jog to the last cone and back, running slightly quicker on the return. Jog to the first cone, stop and lift your knee forwards, rotate your knee to the side and then put your foot down. Jog to the next cone and then do the same with the other leg. Jog to the first cone, stop, lift your knee to the side this time, then rotate your knee forwards and then put your foot down. Jog to the next cone and do the same with the other leg. Jog as a pair to the first cone, then shuffle sideways towards your partner, circling each other facing forwards, then straight back to your cone. Repeat this exercise at each cone. Jog to the first cone as a pair, then shuffle sideways towards your partner, jumping in the middle to make contact with your shoulders. Land on both feet with your hips and knees bent, then shuffle back to your cones. Jog to the next cone and repeat. As a pair, run quickly to the second cone, then run backwards quickly to the first cone. Keep your hips and knees slightly bent. Repeat running 2 cones forwards, 1 cone back.
Ko ia rā ia, ko te iri, ko te urunga tū, ko te urunga pai, ko te urunga mā tike tike, ko te urunga mā rangaranga, e hika mā matike, maranga. He tukinga nui whakaharahara, kei te haere ake nei. We have a huge top of the table match coming up at the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse Junior National Touch Tournament between Counties Manukau and Canterbury in the under 16 boys Pool B. As I said, both teams are at the top of the table, both with 5 wins each. Joining me in the commentary box for this one is Open Mix coach Hika Pene. Hika, we've been looking forward to this one all day.
Tēnā rā koutou katoa. Nei rā te mihi kia koutou, e mātakitaki mai tēnei o ngā pakanga. Yes, Counties Manukau, so we've got the locals, 16 boys, taking on Waitaha from Canterbury. And we've got some few top-line refs there. We've got Richie Heap, who's based in Queensland, but goes under the province of Southland. Lacey Turley, Canterbury, they're both level 4, so on the high end. And then we've got a couple young one coming through, Kilanera Counties Manukau. So, yeah, this one, both teams, I understand that both teams are unbeaten so far.
Yep, so they will be looking to keep their unbeaten streak. As we see, Counties Manukau, the wind has picked up here this afternoon, but it's coming across the face of the field, so I don't think it will bother these two teams too much. Heoi, Hika, you know a little bit about this Counties Manukau side?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I know there's some a lot of local speed in there. Look out for Leah Lifano. Also on the other side, Luca Tracy. We got the inside word, bit of a sprinter there. So there's going to be a bit of speed out there. And on your screen, it's nice to see that they're just having a nice little chat. Obviously asking Richie a few finer details before tap off, and that's Canterbury. And those that know the game, yeah, they do have a new strip, Canterbury, this year, so that's them in the red, going from right to left on your screen, and they're up against the locals, Counties, and through these grades, Counties are always a strong team to face.
Yeah, absolutely, and shows a bit of maturity from this young under-16 boys team to ask the ref one or two things to see what he wants out of these players. It's also good to learn the names of the referees uh, to have that first name basis. As we see, Canterbury under-16 boys, they'll have first possession through the likes of Tommy Two Guns Rufiu, I've been told. That is his Ingwa Mokai. That's what they're calling him out there.
Oh, Two Guns.
Mr. Two Guns.
Nice. It'd be interesting to get the background on that nickname, but they get a penalty straight off the bat there, and there's Tommy again, and then coming around on this outside, we've got Levi. He's going to get the ball back. Oh, no, they're just coming open side. 13's just running with the ball there. Jordan Sully. 16's on the ball. We've got Ngahike Nepata. So a few combinations here. Tommy on the ball, Two Guns. Gets the ball back by Hunter Kino. So they're trying to run a second phase here. Very close to the touchdown line. Oh, and he's going to go through and just waltz over. And early, so they've started really well on the tap-off there, Canterbury.
Yeah, absolutely. They came out guns blazing there. They got a repeat set, and they made it look pretty simple here. The likes of Jordan Solly just going around the outside there. Could be a little bit of nerves settling in for this Counties Manukau team. Not only is it a big game, but it's also a televised game.
Yes, and all the whānau know that they're watching. Check out number 8, Charles Gemmell. He's a player to watch. He's been setting up quite a lot of the touchdowns through the tournament so far. Very strong on his basics too. He's got the ball over the top, right to left. Oh, what a great pickup from the winger, Jaden Clark. Oh no, they get a penalty. So by the looks of things, the refs aren't going to play an advantage rule. He's gone back to the penalty. Just unsure on the call there. It's going to take time there. So Richie Heap, he's the level 4. Looks like he's picked this up. So he's made the touch, stepped off his right. Oh, might be touch and pass. Maybe that was the call.
Yeah, I think that is the ruling, but a little glimpse there from the man you mentioned, Siosi Lealiafano, to throw that long ball and to be collapsing in. Shows good balance and great core strength. As we see, Canterbury penalised there.
Bit of a charging penalty there. But there we have Counties have the ball back. And there's these ball players that's going to march up the field. There's Patuawa in tandem with Bishop on the wing here. Sending the ball back in. Just setting the tempo there, Lia Lifano. Just working in tandem with his mates Gemmell. And here they come the sweep play. Going to get the ball. Just use his left foot. Oh, yes. Now they're just, it was the 5th and final. So they're just having a look at, I think, the defensive policies of Canterbury here, Counties. Oh, nice late cut, but ball to ground.
Yeah, showing some good maturity there just to not overplay their hand, but to see what the defence is doing.
And here's Canterbury. They'll just march up the field. This is what all good Canterbury teams do. They ruck well and they go right nice and direct through the centre of the field, and they'll get a nice scoop on the back end of this. Looks like we're going to get Tommy Two Guns on the ball again, as you talked about him in the lead up there. So he's definitely a player to keep an eye on, and he's injected himself well in the first few minutes of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. He's bringing a lot of flair and a lot of confidence into this attacking line, and he's backing himself with that scoop. And it's a nice transition here from Counties Manukau to stop that attacking play and to get some fresh legs on. We see a bit of that Bullets influence in their style of play. They're kind of dictating and slowing the play down. They're not trying to rush things or anything, but they kind of just going with the flow and playing the game at the pace they want to play it at.
Yeah, it's that tempo, change of tempo. They'll pick it up, they'll be in control of the tempo. But here's Canterbury once again, and they'll just look to go forward. They've got the fresh legs on. Nice little dummy there by Luca Tracy, the speedster. Got a bit of speed, so it's going to be good to see him on the back end if it gets a good platform by Kennel. There he goes again, ball in 2 hands, and picked up quite easy there by Toyoti Ramsey. He was dummy half, so that's a handover. So Counties will be happy with that, and I know Coach Tom Shelford and also one of his assistants here, Moses Apuru, they'll be happy that they didn't let them in on that set. But here they go, just shy of halfway. On come the fresh legs, and there's some nice, big, strong athletes coming out of the sub-box here. Here's Cameron Pāmatato, number 3, keep an eye on him. Younger brother of Connor and Paranihia Chase. Just a little short ball. Oh, nice. Yeah, so keep an eye on number 3. It's in the DNA, the touch DNA.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about whakapapa and touch being a real family sport. It's good to see in these younger grades, the younger brothers and the younger sisters also coming through the grades as we see Canterbury making their way up the field. Tommy Two Guns again. He's broken the line every time he's scooped that ball, and he's found his winger in Patuawa there. Sorry, not Patuawa. Tapa Witha.
Yeah, Tommy Two Guns. Here we have it on the replay. Just tucks the ball, trying to find an open winger, gets it, dives, catches it in the air, all in one motion. Touchdown, and Canterbury take the lead 2-0 over Counties. And they've just got the energy, you know, at the moment. They've got what we call the momentum swing. But on the ball is Lea Lefano working in tandem. Bit of speed there by Nico Arangihuna. Famous name and touch also. Here we go, Lea Lefano. Charles is here. It's a nice little plant. They're going to run the sweep play. They're just not going to get short-side little follow. Beautiful touch there. Te Tauru Akathas there by, it's Helbert Pere there by Canterbury. Nice touch on the inside. Here's this combination again. Just slowly working together. Patuawa there. Here we go. Lea Lefano, beautiful right to left pass. Huge pass over the top with the slam dunk. Just to put the full stop on that one. But we talked about the Counties tempo, and that time this was a nice plant here coming in, Patuawa, and then look at that right to left. And there's a lot of wing, nice little left foot and the big slam dunk. And Counties, they open their accounts and they trail Canterbury 1-2.
Yeah, that's good work by Counties Manukau, and it's also good confidence. It's the second time they've gone for that right to left into the win long ball. So they're backing their power in their passing, and they come up trumps in that one, narrowing the gap to a 1-point lead. We see Canterbury.
And there's a beautiful crowd that's come out to watch this one. You might not be able to see around the field, but there's a nice crowd, a little left foot there, just coming into play. Ngaheke, Nepata, so they seem to have quite a lot of different dynamics in their attack, Canterbury.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a lot of variation in their arsenal.
Here's the energy, and I think this is where they're going to really match. Lucky to get away with that. Didn't put the feet over, but we'll play on. And here again, on the ball. Oh, and they just lost their way on the back end of the set. We saw it in other games, a little bit clunky at the end, but I don't think Counties have really found their feet yet. And once they do, they're going to be a huge threat.
Yeah, and you talked about the ebbs and flows of the game. It's definitely swung into Canterbury's favour early on in this first half. But we see Counties Manukau now. They're starting to get into the game and they're starting to feel their rhythm. And they'll probably wait for one spark, a good yard set or a good touch or a nice pass for them to take it up again.
Yeah, and they're really putting a bit of pressure on there. That's Nahike Nepata from Canterbury just going forward. Another nice direct drive there by Lucas Terangi. And on come the fresh legs from Waitaha Tautahi Canterbury. And here's 6 on the ball, Hunter Kino. He seems to be what we call a setting middle, nice and strong. And on the ball, yeah, a bit of speed there, Hawani Stewart. Just moving the ball playing. Yes, and they're keeping the ball just off the ground, but that's a change over there. And Cameron Pāmatato will play the ball and they'll march up the field there with Patuawa. I like the look of Patuawa early in this one. Yeah, not slowly getting in behind the defence of Canterbury. It's only touch 2. On come the fresh legs, and there's Nico Arangihuna coming around the back, just coming up the middle. Here's our man Lea Lefano, along with his mate Charles out there. Yeah, here they go. This is the combination. They'll just get stronger and stronger as this game comes on. But just it's timing at the moment, just trying to really find their groove.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just getting into the game and trying to find what's working for them. They've gone to different plays on the back end for their 4th and 5th touches. So it's good to see a bit of variation in their attack.
Yes, in the game, it's, you know, I have no doubt some of these young lads are probably a little bit nervous. They know they're on the number 1 field, and here's old Tommy Two Guns. Yes, and he's got speed for days. Excellent touch off the ball, though. Great touch there by Alexandra Tuisamoa, who stuck mirrored with his winger player. And those type of things at the back end of sets, they prove really, really big coming in, and they sort of boost your team on defence.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we see, we watch the replay, Tommy Two Guns. I spoke with the assistant coach, Pete Westrup, before the match, and he said they lacked a bit of confidence early on in the tournament, but they've, after winning 1 and 2 and 3 and then going on to winning 5 games, they just have supreme confidence in their own abilities. Sometimes when you're training with your team for months and months on end, you don't really know how you're tracking compared with the rest of the country. So they came to this tournament not too confident in their ability, and look, now it's all paying off, all the hard mahi they've done back home down in Te Waitaha.
And isn't it awesome to just see our young rangatahi flourish? You know, like you said, being confident, not whakahihi, but being confident and just growing as a young adult. It's something that we, you know, really love to see and encourage. So it's awesome to hear. He goes out speedster. He goes, Luca, just showing the ball. Oh, and he's managed to pick up a recount. Was it border ground? Border ground. There we go. And the official was a lot closer than myself. And I just want to let everyone know I don't have any levels as a ref. I haven't done any of the training.
No badges.
And I'm a bit of a couch ref, if I'm being honest. But here we go. Counties, it's just a rhythm at the moment. And, you know, they're local, so they've got a lot of their local fun. There's a lot of expectations when you're the local team. But they seem to have finally found their groove. They've got really good ball movement, nice injection there. It's going to come off his left foot in behind. Oh, and that's just, they get a penalty, yes, offside. So there we go. Some of these strike players starting to slowly get on the ball.
Yeah, and that comes off the back of good yards. They're rewarded for their hard mahi through the line, through the field.
Yeah, keep it on 3 here. This young Cam Pāmatato. Oh, nice right to left over the top. Oh, they rolled the dice early in the set. And if they can put a bit of pressure on Canterbury and stop them from getting, you know, real easy yards, they'll slowly, I think they'll go into the half with a little bit more confidence. Here's Waitaha just making quite easy yards at the moment.
Yeah, and it's their style of getting out of the line and those little check-off plays. Counties only sending one person up. Tommy Two Guns here. Sees a little gap. He's finding a lot of space down this left side.
Just wherever old Tommy Two Guns is, he just, you know, seems to make things happen or make the most of that opportunity. He's definitely he's in tune with this game. Counties marching up the field. It's Bo there going to check off to this Charles. Getting set, so another scoop here. Oh, was it
No touch.
Yeah, didn't quite see the hand signal there on that one, but we're just shy 2 minutes to go in this half, and I'm pretty sure both teams would want to just complete their sets, put some pressure on defence. If they can get, there's Tommy Two Guns just marching up the field. Nice and clean there. Overran it. On come the fresh subs. Good communication there by Hawani Stewart. Just setting up Roman Kennel. Just let him know where he wants them to plant. He's going to go short side here. Yes, going short side. That's a nice touch there. They might get the penalty. No. Set a 6 and a quick roll the ball, and they'll definitely, if they can get to the other end of the field, go end to end. Counties, they should be able to get a nice pick on the back end.
Yeah, they've been really good in that transition from the fence 2 yards. But the ref has picked something up here.
Yeah, looked like a forward pass, just coming through what we call the orange zone, and the 10 metre to halfway to the 10 metre. So, yeah, just some 1%ers, but I have no doubt probably halftime could actually be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, absolutely. And we must give a little mihi to our refs that are out there. They've been very consistent today. And that's one thing they have been picking up is the forward passes off the ruck. But we see Canterbury rallying the troops. They've come to this open side. Nice little dive.
Yeah, nāheke, nē pata. 16 there for Canterbury. They're just going to reset now on the ball. Hawani Stewart. He's actually been organising really well, and Kendall's been what we call a set-in middle. And on the ball, Jackson Foster. He's got a bit of a right to left. Oh, and the man, Richie Heaps, found another penalty. So this will be the last play of the half. So he's going to have to tap it pretty quick before the hooter goes. And here we go, and this is pretty much right on half-time. And Waitaha, one more strike before the whistle blows, and that'll go to take us to half-time. And man, that 15 minutes went really quick, but Canterbury lead Manukau here in Papakura 2-1.
Yeah, and it's a good start from both teams. Both two different styles early on. We see Canterbury come out, guns blazing. They scored 2 early tries. And we see Manukau with a more relaxed approach. They came in not too hot, but they warmed up. And towards the back end of their first half, they really got into the game. But Hika, with your coaching background, coaching our open mixed side, what would you be saying in this halftime break to this Counties side?
Yeah, I think for Counties, I think Tom Shelford, Mahatai and Moses, I think they'll probably be saying we probably haven't played to our standard yet. Watched them in the earlier rounds, and we're just getting them to get back to what they do well, back to their processes and connecting well. So it just looks like a bit of timing's off. So it's very easy to fix those things, and I'm sure Tom Shelford and the rest of his crew will be there. And I'm pretty sure the boys will be, wanting to perform probably at a slightly higher level for the second half. They haven't lacked any efforts. Probably a little bit quiet on the comms, whereas on the other side, Canterbury, they started really well, and that's sort of what set the tone for them. They managed to crack Counties, I think, in the second set of the game, and they would have grown and got a lot of confidence from that. And then they've just, how many times have we mentioned Tom Rufu, Tommy Two Guns? Every time he's been out there, he's made things happen. Then other players like Hawani Stewart, he's been organising well. We've seen Isaac Hutchinson come along, Nahike Nepata, slowly starting to mention these names. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Lia Lefano, Pa Matatou and Gemmell really take the second half by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, and I like that word potential you used for this Counties Manukau side. They haven't quite clicked yet. You said there've been a few timing issues and some passes aren't sticking. But look at the score. They're only down by 1, and you spoke about the potential. So if they can make those little 1%ers work, I think they can be right in this game and even take it out.
Yes, I totally agree. So I'm really looking forward to the second half. And as I said before, there's a nice crowd here that's come out here to South Auckland here in Papakura, Tamaki Makoto. There's quite a breeze out there. You might not be able to see it, so the skill level is still quite high with the conditions, but it's a nice dry pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And no doubt these players will be inviting this overcast weather. It was very hot on day 1. No wind at all. There was no breeze out there, so it got really dry. It's real dry heat as we see Counties Manukau. They start our second half off with their attacking set.
Yeah, on the ball, that's that combo we talked about, Lia Lefano and Charles Gemmell in the middle, and these are definitely the two attacking weapons. And we've got Patu Awa here. He's just going to send a long ball here. Oh, just tried to use his feet, and he was dummy half. It's play on. Unfortunately, got missed there. We'd like to see some consistency there. Well, he used his left foot again. And, yes, I would like to see the replay, but, Patu Awa, you got to play what's in front of you, and out comes the left foot here. Just going to run a little late cut there. Jaws' man, late cut, left foot, whack, low dive, touchdown, and Counties. They've started the second half how we'd all like to start with a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was a nice little play there, and you spoke about these two clicking and having a little combo between them. Nice little circle play. Nothing too flashy, but they come out trumps.
And they've stayed on to defend this. And that sends positive messages to your team, doesn't it?
Good attitude. As we see Canterbury coming down with their striker, Nice little backdoor play. He's played through. The ref has said play on.
Yes, so
Penalised.
I'm glad that they didn't play on, because the first half it was a penalty. There was no play on rule. And if they'd played on this second half, it would have shown a lot of inconsistency. But it's a penalty because the player was offside, and they're going to go back now. There seems to be a bit of a hui going on between ngā kai whakawā, and hopefully we can get it sorted and get back to the penalty.
Yeah, and that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you do need to take a break and reassess, see what's working and what's not working.
Now, it's good to see them have that little wānanga, because the touch judge, he's actually the level 4 ref, and he's come on to support the level 1 ref with his experience. But here we go, back at it again. Canterbury just with a bit of speed, adding some tempo into the attack. Oh, and over the top there, and touchdown in the corner. And that's all come by, an injection of speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little finish there by Lucas Terangi. As we see, a nice second phase play there. And that's not tūpono noiho, that's actually coached, these little plays, for them to hit that short ball, quick dump, within the 5 metres, dumping the ball 3 metres out, and boom, a pass straight off the ground to the overlapping winger.
Yeah, running what we call a little second phase. But here's this other strike combo. We've got Cameron Pāmatatu out there in tandem with his attacking pod. And on the inside of him, we've got Shelford, Tarlon. And this is this tempo lover Counties on the ball, just a little right foot looking to go. Just trying to move this Canterbury defence, trying to pull out this left side of the defence. Once again, trying to sneak a little inside ball. It's made famous by players like Michael Kavanagh, pretty much mitagram to Kavanagh, make those moves famous. So they've got a few tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah, absolutely. Means they've not only trained out on the field, but they've done a bit of video footage here. They've looked at some old school Waikato tapes or some New Zealand Open men's tapes.
That's good to see. Just on the back end of that, we saw Cameron get up, number 3, and then we saw also Ramsey get up and put some real pressure on the back end of Canterbury's yards. And now they've got turned the ball over with real good field position. It's only touch 1. They should get to halfway. Nice little inside check. Over halfway only on touch 2, and here's 3. On will come the fresh legs, and around they come, and here goes Patu Awa. On the outside of him is Kingy, getting the ball. And they're just going to, nice little inside bow. He's going to get the ball back 5. Come off his right foot. In behind, what we call a passive, through to the winger. But that was a nice platform and a really, really good setup.
Yeah, absolutely. You spoke about those passes sticking. It's the first time we've seen them actually take that passive line. I think that link may have been 1 or 2 steps too early. As you see, he had to throw the flick pass out the back. Maybe if he had his hips square to the line, just open up. Nice little shuffle pass on. But Canterbury hot on the attack. Tommy Two Guns again.
Yeah, good work, Carlos Davis. He's got in there along with Hirini Holmes. And it's obviously something they did talk about, because they're definitely putting a lot more pressure on the back end of Canterbury's yards when they're coming out of the sub-box. That's 2 sets in a row now. They've got the ball with really good field position, and on comes this combinations. Leo Lafano, and then it's Gemmell. Coming in, nice strong plant there by... unlucky. They're definitely starting to create the opportunities now. You can see this game really opening up for Counties with their good press defence on the back end.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the ebbs and flows. It's definitely now in Counties Manukau's favour. It does go back and forth a few times throughout the game. So let's hope Counties can capitalise. They've had the field position. They've D'd out well. But as we see, Canterbury hot on the attack. Nice little short ball. And the defence is left to get in the lane and give a recount there.
Here's Roman, gets the ball. He looks like he's got a bit of speed. Roman Kennel. He really injected some nice energy on the ball there. We've got Hunter Kennel, and then Roman Kennel. Bit of a whānau combination there. On the ball we've got Herbert Petty. This is some nice injection there. But Counties, they're up to it, really holding steady on their line defence. with Liela whānau. And I'll tell you what, none of these boys look like they're sweating.
Nah, it's what I was about to mention is the fitness and how well they like to play this running game. Both teams are going away from the static style. We've seen the static New Zealand style in the past. They're both playing this running game. And yeah, we're sweating more than them in the box here.
Yeah, well, it is a sure sign, you know, of the style, how the game has changed in terms of the running game. You've got to obviously be, you know, a lot fitter, and those core skills coming through the field. It's getting the fresh legs on. Here comes Cameron again, Pāmatatau. He's working alongside with Tui Samoa. Yeah, nice little change up here with Carlos Davis in there. There goes Cam, off a right foot, going to throw in. Oh, long ball to the wing. He's just going to use his feet there. That was a good set completion because they finished on the far side of the field. Now Canterbury got to send the ball all the way over just to get fresh legs on, try and get 3 or 4 players off. And at the moment, they're a little bit behind the gain line. Lucky to get away with their pass at the ruck. So that's touched through the halfway, and there's an error. I can really just see a slight change in the attitude of Counties when it comes to defence. They're really keen at getting up, and their fitness is starting to show.
Yeah, absolutely. They're very proactive in their defence. They're not very reactive and waiting for the attacker to come before they initiate the touch. They're stealing that 3 or 4 metres. As we see another penalty. I'm not too sure what that was.
Just seemed a bit of a late call, and no, didn't see the hand signal. Normally we see the hand signal and we could let the viewers know what that's for, but we'll march on just like Canterbury march up the field. Nahike Nepata got some nice speed, and there's Hawani Stewart. And generally, when you're rucking like that up the middle of the field, you will get a penalty or some sort of play-on rule.
Yeah, absolutely. You are rewarded for the hard mahi you do in that orange zone. And they haven't won that zone early in the second half, but they are rewarded for it.
Luca Tracy got the word. He's got a bit of fire in the heels there. Coming across, really like the look of Hawani Stewart. He's organised his group really well. He's going to run this. There goes Nahike. He's got a right to left. Oh, and just, he was in a half hole there. So they're creating options, and just less than 6 minutes to go. Canterbury lead. Oh, Manukau, they've unfortunately given the coach a few more grey hairs and turned the ball over on touch. One taurere.
Yeah, that is a real coach killer there.
They'll maku e kiwi or come through, eh?
Or the mako e poro e wa.
Nahike. Oh, excellent shot there from the winger. Stepped up there. Shelford coming in and stinging that one. But here goes Nahike, Nepata. Oh, yes, running as we call the dingo play. Yes, nice touch there. And he's injected himself. Sully.
Yeah, I've been told by Meta Graham not to call it the dingo play.
Who's Meta?
It's what we call it at Wairere, so they just ran a not dingo. I think they call it a 33 play.
Oh, he just showed the ball, and he's injected himself well, Nahike. Now, Counties Manukau, they've defended back-to-back sets, so they'll be just looking to get some fresh legs on here. So they've done well, this group. Coming through, keeping some nice timing. And that's touch 3. Unfortunately, they've just been stuck in their half here. Touch 4. So we want a ball play here and try and move this Canterbury defence. And there's 5. Oh, no, one more. They've got one more up his sleeve. Lost count there. Dummy half.
And definitely our momentum has swung back to this Canterbury side. I think there's a bit of disjointedness between this Counties Manukau. They're not getting too many good yards, and they're not putting a nice attacking scoop on towards the back end. But as
contagious there.
Yep.
But I think, you know, today you're not going to win this tournament on day 2. And these teams will just look to build and build. Both teams will be probably taking, no doubt the coaches have looked at things through the day. So it's still a tight affair, you know, 3-2, Canterbury lead. They've probably had a little bit more position. But on the ball now, we have Hirini Holmes. Good to see him injecting himself. And then Bishop's come in at half. Here goes Lea Lafano. And just starting to organise. So we're going to get, oh, yeah, the ball's, few drop balls there, right to left. Oh! And that's the pass I think we've been waiting from Lea Lafano there to throw. Beautiful, long pass. Looked about a good 25 metres in the air.
Yeah, nice right to left there. Unfortunately, number 16, Brody Bishop, couldn't quite take it. It was down around his knees. I think he was going for the dive catch. So we watch it again. Lea Lafano throws it. Yeah, I think he was already thinking about his try celebration.
And it wasn't an easy one trying to pick that up from sort of the ankles. But, and again, and it's that same sort of part of the field. So, ball security in this last 3 minutes, whoever basically completes the sets and can get down the back end, they could actually snuff this game and get away with a close one.
Absolutely, especially for this Canterbury team. I think they can take the game if they just control the ball and get to a good scoop and kill the ball far from the Counties box. But as I say, Counties Manukau break the line and they draw it up with 2 minutes to go. Hiccup, we got a game on our hands.
And I just like how Cameron's just picked his time through this game, picks the ball up and just gasses, goes straight through, shows the ball in two hands, one hand little pop-off pass, and that's a touchdown. And that's on the back end of pressure and defence, and it's all drawn up 3-3. So there you go, they took their opportunity when it was there.
Absolutely. And I think the defensive winger was caught napping a bit there. Should mirror if someone gets through on that scooping play.
Yes, and they've stayed to back the defence up. Good to see Addison out there. Yeah, nice touch there. Great touch. He's worked hard in defence all day, and we've got Cam on his inside, and also Patuawa's out there too, and number 12. So here's Cam just pressing up. Yeah, good communication, excellent communication there. And they could get a set to ice this game. Counties get on Lea Lafano, Gemmell on the back end of this set if they can complete this set. And look how much yards they're making now.
Yeah,
now they've drawn the game up. There's Patuawa at half. Here he comes, Lea Lafano coming on along with Carlos Davis. But just a minute to go in this one. And they're just going to look at the options. Rangi Huna's out there too. So I can guarantee you they would have gone over this play many, many times. So they're just trying to work it, as we call it, another play in behind. And the opportunities I've created, I take my hat off because they've just stuck out and chipped away.
Yeah, absolutely. And Canterbury, with their last possession here of the game, I wouldn't mind it ending in a draw because both these teams deserve it out here. Top of the table clash. Both teams 5 wins from 5 games, and no doubt we'll see them in the back end of this
Here we go.
tournament.
Here's the speed that we talked about pre-game. He's got the ball back, and there goes the hooter. And there we have it. It's a draw 3-3. Yeah, be interesting to see what the position was at the back end. So it's top of the table, and it's obviously going to be a points differential, I dare say, if both these teams have won 5 games each.
Yep, so it does count back to points, and Canterbury will stay at the top of the table. The points differential is 25 and 24. So there was 1 point in it. So Canterbury finishes day 2 at top of the table, drawing with Counties Manukau, who will come in at second place. Another amazing day out here at the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse National Touch Competition. Kia ora e hika mā koutou, e whakarongo mai ana I tahuri mai ai ki tā tātou kaupapa. Pōrarau.